Get your curls percolated. Oh, Miage. Get you some.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue, and I am back for another 90-day fiance review, you guys. It's the beginning of season 6. All right, so let's just get into it. So let's talk about Ashley first. Ashley is 31. She's a single mother. She's a bartender, okay? And she's in love with Jay. We meet her in her defense class because, you know, she wants us to show that she could kick people ass. And we like, okay, we see you, white girl. Kick ass. All right? She's been very content. She's been through some past relationships where there's been some cheatation. And now, you know, she's getting with somebody who's probably going to cheat on her because, you know, he's like 12 years her junior or some shit like that. 11 years her junior. Either way, she fell in love with this guy named Jay from Jamaica, all right? And Jay looks like a fucking teenager. Like, I don't understand what she wants from him. But she said when she met him, she fell in love, girl, okay? She fell in love for real. And she really want to be with him, and he really wants to be with her, even though he's 20 years old, and she met him at a bar. And every time you see this nigga, he's humping the ground, okay? He wants to be a stripper. But from what he says, he's a tattoo artist, all right? He's almost done with his K1 visa process. He's supposed to be coming from Jamaica to America. But Ashley is going to Jamaica to be with him for a couple of days before he comes back to America. I guess that's what they like to do. They go to their country, spend like a week with them, and then fly back to America together as a couple. Like, oh, all right, bitch, whatever. And basically, she has a friend named Natalie. Okay, you know there's always somebody in the family, one of the friends, that is not down for this whole swirl situation, all right? And not that he's black or anything, but just the point of him being younger, him being from another country, him being philandering, her overhearing him saying that he was having sex with 2 other women, and Ashley is straight up with her and says, look, girl, look, if I had evidence, if Jesus Christ came down here right now and told me that Jay was cheating on me, I can't say y'all do anything about it. I'm like, that little 20-year-old must be tearing that ass up, boy. Bang, 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 bang. You know what I'm saying? Like, it goes down. It goes down in Jamaica. We knew. We knew. All right, he looked like he blessed. That's what he looked like to me, y'all. He says that he's going to be faithful to her, okay? In Jamaica, he lives in the house with his sister who's pregnant, and she is cool with Ashley. She's not upset about it. She's just worried about him being faithful because she knows that her brother likes to get into, you know, the punani. Brother likes to swim in the punani. That's why he became a tattoo artist. All them girls coming in to get their clits pierced and get their titties tattooed, get their nipples tattooed and pierced and shit like that. Okay, he been living a life. But now he's going to America to be with 30-year-old single mother of 2 at 20 years old. I guess he's just going to stay his ass in the house. That's the way he going to not cheat on her and be what he need and be what she needs as a man. Child, we'll see. Okay? But y'all, I don't know. She says that she's never felt anything like what she felt with Jay. And I'm like, girl, that's because you ain't never fucked with a black dude. But you know, I'm just saying, new shit, you know, you never felt like that before because you ain't never been with nobody like that before, okay? You know what I'm saying? Black people are expressive. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just be, you know, emoting. The dick. Look, all I know is it looked like young boy been tearing that ass up. So Ashley is willing to do all she has to do to get his 20-year-old ass over here to America from Jamaica. And I'm like, girl, all right. You want to settle down, Jay, huh? You've been through all of these little young Jamaican girls, and now you want to settle down with a 30-year-old white woman in America with her 2 kids, right? Okay. I'm just saying, y'all, that sounds suspect. That sounds suspect. Next up is Colt. Colt is 33 years old. He's a mama's boy. He's an engineer. Looks like he's a geek that loves cats and has his mom doing everything for him, which is not a good look. Like, I don't know how you expect to be with a woman and, you know, present yourself as a man when your mother does everything for you. You don't even live alone. He's been living with his mom on and off since he was born. That's what he said. And I'm like, that is fucking sad. You 33 years old, obviously have enough money to take care of yourself, but instead you want to stay in the house with your mommy and your cats? Okay, sitting up there talking about the cats eating at the table. And I'm like, so you think, hold up, you think Larissa from Brazil, hot tamale, gonna be okay with all of this? You think she gonna be all right with all this? Okay. Well, Larissa is 31. She has gone through the K1 visa process, okay, and she has gotten approved, but she is waiting for her visa to come in the mail. In between time, she keeps trying to force him to get plane tickets for her to come sooner. If you don't have the visa, How am I going to set a time for you to come here if you don't have the proper paperwork, bitch? What you don't understand? But what she wanted him to do was as soon as she got the visa, she wanted him to book the same date. And it's like, oh girl, you are coming all the way from Brazil. I think that's a no. Why are you trying to do that to that man's finances? Okay? Why are you trying to do that to that man's finances? She's like, baby, you're American. You can do it. It's like, what? How many times do we have to explain to y'all? We live in poverty in America too. Okay? I don't know why y'all glorify America the way y'all do, as if everybody that live here is rich and everything that goes on here is perfect. That is not true. We just don't live in huts. Okay? You either inside a fucked up apartment or a house, or you living outside under the bridge. There's no in between. See, everywhere else, I feel like there's some in between. Okay? There's some huts, there's some shacks, there's some houses that look lackluster. Then there's apartments, and then lackluster, more, nicer, but still kind of lackluster for American houses. And then there's the big shit that, the rich people have when they live in these beautiful places, but then let everybody else that lives there live in poverty. It's fucked up. It's the way it is. But yeah. I really think this is just another opportunity for some girl who wants to come to America to find some dopey ass boy, man, whatever you want to call him, that doesn't have any real self-esteem, doesn't have any real confidence. So he'll go ahead and accept whatever treatment she's going to give him, because he knows he can't get no American woman that's going to be that attractive, that's going to fuck with him and him living with his mama and the cats. I'll tell you the true blue truth, okay? Now, he got some cousins, all right? He went over to his cousin's house. His cousin and his cousin wife are just like, trying to be as supportive as possible, but they want to know if she's just coming here for the visa, because that's what it looked like. Maybe she's into the kinky. Yeah, maybe she's into the kinky. Maybe she likes little nerdy guys. I'm like, maybe she does like little nerdy guys. I don't know. But all I know is when I saw her on FaceTime, she was giving me straight bitch. She was giving me, when she gets here to this country, she gonna wear this man out, okay? She will wear him out. He will think that he's in love until one day he realizes that he's ass naked and nobody's there but his mama. And the only reason his mama is there is because she been fighting this whole time to keep her son, okay? Like, I was looking at that mama like, you should be ashamed of yourself. Like, I don't understand mothers that coddle their sons like that coddle men in that way. They send them out into the world, and when they realize that all women are not going to be their mothers, they don't know how to respond to that. They don't know how to act. And then they become serial killers. Like, I'm just saying, did Colt not give you a real creepy vibe? Okay. So she finally gets her visa, and he had already booked her ticket for 2 weeks, and she was so upset with him because she had to wait 2 more weeks to come to America. I was just like, girl, you've been waiting all this time. What's 2 weeks gonna do? And that was the same thing he said. What's the rush? What's the rush? I mean, why are you rushing to come over here? Why are you trying to make me spend more money than I have to spend? It's like you are asking the smart questions, Colt, but you're not making the appropriate responses to the answers to said questions. Okay? I hope that was not lost upon anybody. Next, you guys, we meet Jonathan and Fernanda. All right, Jonathan is a real estate broker. He used to play baseball. He hold around a lot, okay? The thing about him, though, is that he's 32 years old, and Fernanda, who he met, where did he meet her? In Mexico, I believe. I don't know where he met her. What did he say? Oh, yeah, no, they met in a club in Mexico. There we go. Sorry. The main line here, they met in a club, just like the Ashley girl and Jay met in the club. We gonna see how this turns out. Now, I know some of y'all didn't met y'all spouses and y'all significant others in the club, but this just sounds wrong to me, okay? Different countries met them in a club. Okay, we gonna see how this gonna turn out. So, like I said, real estate agent, played baseball, partied a lot, met Fernanda in a club. She's a fiery Latina. She hasn't lived a lot because she's 19. So he's always worried that she's going to, decide one day, you've already lived your life, and then up and leave him, all right? So to keep her, during the K-1 visa process, he purchased her an apartment, he purchased her a car, a nice Jeep Wrangler, okay? And he also purchased her new titties when she got her visa approved. And I was just like, wow, you did all of that, huh, son? So he goes to Mexico to be with her so she can travel to America. She said she never wanted to live in America. She has a great life in Mexico. She loves her family, her friends, and it's hard for her to leave them. But they come to America, okay? Now, when they get here, he just recently bought a house for them to live in And he did not furnish it because he wanted her to feel like it was her home too. So they wanted to furnish it together. So when they get there and she realizes that they have to sleep on the sofa because they don't have a bed, she's upset. Then the electricity is out because there was a storm. So she's upset. You know, she's brushing all of this shit off. She's not really upset. It's just like, oh, you know, annoyance. So then she gets into his house and he hasn't cleaned up. There's shit everywhere. And she starts to go through the drawers of one of the dresses that was in the bedroom, I guess. And she finds some woman's panties. And she gets completely upset because she told him to clean up his apartment. This is exactly what she was referring to when she asked him to clean up before she came. She knows that he had a previous life, but she don't want to see that shit. I understood where you was coming from. He was wrong. Jonathan, okay? You done fucked up now. You done started off on a bad foot, all because you didn't want to clean up that apartment. You look like you got enough money to have somebody come to that house and clean it up. You could have had a cleaning service come through and do everything you needed them to do. Hey, I need y'all to clean out any stuff that belongs to a woman, throw it in the trash can. That's all you had to do. If you got money to be buying bitches Jeep Wranglers when they ain't even in the country yet, buying bitches apartments in other countries, if you got money to be doing all of that, sending her money every week like you've been doing, please explain to me why you couldn't pay to have somebody come in there and clean that house so that girl wouldn't come there and see no other bitches' panties in there. Okay? That girl said she don't want to see no other female stuff in her house. I said, oh, you better let him know. You better let him know. Next up is Kalani and Aswelu, or Asulu. I can't exactly remember how she pronounced it. But Kalani is a 29-year-old single mom. She's half Hawaiian, half white. Her father is Hawaiian, Samoan, I guess. And wherever it is he came from, they were poor. And he does not want his daughters to be with men like him. He wants them to be with white men because he wants them to have money and have someone to take care of him. And let me tell y'all something. That shit was cute in the 40s and the 50s, maybe even in the 60s and the 70s. That was some cute shit to say when you come to America from another country. But in 2018, to be so self-hating is just so fucking disgusting to me. It's so disgusting. I do not understand why, as a grown-ass man who has come to this country and work hard, you look down on your own people. You look down on who you are. If there's anything that pissed me off more about this episode, it was that. To be honest, the most attractive thing about your children is the fact that they got your genetics, okay? The beautiful hair, the lips, you know, like the nice looks and all that. You can see the mama too, but it is very much a super saver that big, large Hawaiian man had all of that melanin and whatever the fuck he had going on in his genetics, because them girls are beautiful, except for the other sister, Kalini. Kalini's teeth were bothering me. When her mouth was closed, she was beautiful, but when she started to talk, I was like, ooh, dolphin teeth. When people teeth be too small in their mouth, that scares me. I don't know what that's about, but yeah. So her daddy does not like the man that she got pregnant for, okay? She had sex for the first time when she was 23 years old. I'm sorry, not 23, 28, 29, 28, because her baby is 8 months old. And when she had sex with Aswelu, who is 23, the Samoan man, she went to Hawaii, met him, had sex with him for the first time that she'd ever had sex, and got pregnant, came back home. Her parents were all upset, but the time for them to be upset has passed because she's pregnant by him. So now he's coming to America. Her family does not like it because they don't like the fact that he's poor. They don't like the fact that he's Samoan, and they don't trust him. Her sister doesn't like him because, what's her name? Kalani has told her sister that he cheated on her when really they were on breaks. They weren't really in a relationship. It was a long distance thing, and they were in a relationship, but they weren't tied down to one another. Nobody said they had to be monogamous. So she was still upset about it. She goes to her sister. She cries to her sister about it, puts 20 on 10. And now her sister got a fucking problem. And I tell y'all all the time, in y'all relationships, don't be telling your family members and your good friends and your Judys and all of that, don't be telling them all of your fucking business. You think that you telling them that because you need a shoulder to cry on, or really you are giving them ammunition to hate your partner whenever you decide to get back with them. Now your family members and your friends not gonna like them. The best thing to do when you have issues going on between you and whoever you with is to keep that shit between you and whoever you with, or if you have impartial people that can stay objective in a situation. But there aren't a lot of people like that, especially not when you consider families. So Kalani, this is your fault. And she tried to take responsibility. She took her sister and some of her friends out to brunch so that they can have a conversation and she can tell her all the things that she lied about. But the Kalini is a bitch, boy. That sister is some bad. She's terrible. I don't know what she wanted to hear, but she says, okay, you lied, so what? You lied. Okay, so now we're going to be the best of friends. She was just being a total asshole about it. And Kalani walks away from the table and she follows her. And she's like, look, I still feel like he's an issue. Look, just the fact that he's in your life is causing all of this drama. And I'm like, bitch, are you serious? So just the fact that he's in her life is an issue for y'all. Y'all really need to stop. I don't know what's wrong with that sister. It seems like maybe she might be jealous that her sister has fallen in love with somebody, especially since when her baby came into the world, her sister kind of took on the dad role, but you're not the dad. And now that the dad is coming back to, his woman and be with his child in America, you can't, be mad because that's not your role. That's not your role. That's not the role you're supposed to play. You are auntie, bitch. You is auntie. Be an auntie. Be a sister. Okay, be a friend. But don't be sitting up here trying to guilt trip her because you don't like who she with, all of this crying and shit. I'm just looking at these two bitches like, oh, y'all are so codependent. It's so ridiculous. Y'all are very, very codependent in a very, very unhealthy way. So lastly, y'all, is 40-year-old Eric, who used to be an engineer, and guess what? He loves America. I'm just like, oh, God. Y'all, whenever somebody be super duper patriotic, I'm always like, there's some racism going on. It's just the way black folks feel. A lot of us feel that way, unless you like in a military family and stuff like that. But like super duper patriotic people, a lot of the times have, Trump signs in their yards. American flags, Trump signs, old Bush signs, LSU memorabilia, shit like that. Anyway, sorry, thinking about specifically somebody's house that used to live down here. Anyway, y'all, so like I said, he wanted to fight ISIS, okay? He is a former military man, and in his later years, that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to go to the Middle East and volunteer to fight ISIS because he loves America. And I'm just like, if you don't sit your old ass down somewhere, which is exactly what he decided to do. So instead of going and risking his life, at 40 years old to fight ISIS, he decided to date instead, all right? Now, he just got a divorce in 2016 from his wife, and it seems as if because he was in the military, they didn't spend a lot of time together, but then when they did eventually spend time together, they found out that they wasn't that compatible at all, and I'm like, see, that's when you find out. You don't really love somebody unless you can spend every day and every night with them for a whole fucking year without wanting to kill them. That's how I feel, okay? Like, I'm just saying. Anyway, so he gets online and he meets Leda, or Leda, however you pronounce it. She is much younger than him. Leda has a 5-year-old that she's bringing to America. She's from Jakarta in Indonesia. There she is rich. Her family spoils her and takes, great care of her. And she's kind of on social media. She's known. You can Google her and find out who she is and shit like that. And we don't understand, Eric's family doesn't understand why this rich young woman is coming to America to be with this old middle-aged poor man, okay? Now, he may think he's middle class, but middle class is now poor, just so y'all know, okay? So he's stressed out about her reacting to the surroundings that they live in because he lives in an apartment that he shares with his adult daughter, and the fucked up thing is that he's asked her to move out of the apartment. Now, they share rent and stuff, but I guess this was his place and he just let her come in and they split the bills, and now he wants her to get out because his woman later is coming with her child and they need room, and she's still kind of, dragging her feet leaving because she doesn't want to leave just because this woman is coming there. She's like, I'm not just packing my bags just because she comes here because that's not my problem. I'm like, you sound like you passive aggressively have issues with the fact that your daddy has moved on, and instead of dealing with that like the adult you seem to be, you want to try to drag your feet so that this other woman can't move in quick enough so you can make her feel uncomfortable, all right? Now, let me tell y'all, I don't really like Leda, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all, I think something ain't right about her, for one. For two, it bothers me that it bothers her that Eric pays child support to his ex-wife. He has 3 children, and he still has one very young child that seems to be like, 10, 11, something like that, around that age range. So in America, we pay child support when the family breaks up because just because you not with the wife no more does not mean that you no longer have to take responsibility for the child that you created. In Indonesia, they let them men do whatever the fuck they want to do. So like I said, Leda has a 5-year-old son. That man don't pay child support. So she's just out here living off her family's wealth. So she never got any help, so she doesn't understand that. So it upsets her that Eric pays child support. That's about to piss me off. And I'm so glad that I saw in the trailer for next week's episode, or for, in this season, you saw the little trailer for this season, and he says, you're not about to tell me how to take care of my kids. And you can, take your ass back to Indonesia if you're going to act like that's an issue. And I'm so glad he said that to her, because that's some bullshit to me. You do not get with a man who already has a family and try to come in and dictate how he gives his family money, especially when it's a young child. When they're grown, I understand that. But that's a young child who still very much needs the support financially, emotionally, and physically of her father. So if you're going to have an issue with that, all because your baby daddy not taking care of y'all child, then I'm gonna need for you to take your ass back to Indonesia and find somebody else to mind fucking to the lifestyle that you want, okay? If you so good in Indonesia, why is you coming here? That's what I'm saying. I don't trust her, y'all. She don't feel right to me, y'all. Anyway, that was 90 Day Fiance. I hope y'all enjoyed the review. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. We just did a new episode of The Miserable Media. The link is down below in the description box. If you don't know what The Miserable Media is, it is my show that I do with my partners. Okay, it is our show. And we used to work in the news business. So we talk about news stories and things that are going on in the world from the standpoint of the miserable people that used to have to give it to you on a local level. So get down below in the description box, click on the link, go to the channel and watch our latest video and check out the rest of them if you have not. I think this is episode number 3. So we have 3 up so far. And even though there's a lot of screaming and hollering, it's very entertaining, if I must say so myself. But y'all don't know, this is how me and my boy get down. Me and Brett used to be going back and forth in a booth like for years. This is how we do. This is what we do. All right. It's always been how we get down. So y'all should enjoy that. Go ahead and check it out. All right. I'll see y'all in the next one.